The Librarian's Son. That was me. My older brother, my little brother never went to the library with my dad to his job. But I always did. Every chance I got, I was fascinated by books. I thought books were the coolest thing. I was reading Carlos Castaneda books at the age of 10 when they were first being printed and stuff like that. But I also had access to the oldest books, the Stax divisions at Harvard. I met a friend of my dad who was the guy who would bind the books when they would fall apart. He was the fixer. He would fix the books. He would repair them. He had his office right near Harvard Square, right in Harvard Square, right near the university. And I would go, and he gave me like a map, you could say. That wasn't like a map, like a treasure map exactly. But he gave me a map of an idea. He gave me an idea of where to look in certain stacks for certain books that might be important. And gosh, they should probably make a movie called that. I'm going to reserve that title for me, okay? The Librarian's Son. Copyrighted right now as you hear it. Because, you can imagine as a child you have an imagination. Especially back in the 70s. There was no electronics to give you an imagination. Extremely active mind, completely activated. And then reading 3,000 books and seeing the world from the perspective of a child, knowing so much, and then going out into the world at the age of 22, you could say, and exploring everything a little earlier, and seeing everything, and understanding everything for what it was because you'd already read about it, and almost becoming like a warlock or a wizard or something, because every step of the way you can do this or that or the other thing with all the resources around you, because you know what they are and you know how to use them. And you don't need to go work at McDonald's. You can go out to the forest in Oregon and pick morel mushrooms and make a lot of money in just a couple of weeks, or things like that. Just using your knowledge of what the world has to offer. And so, as a librarian's son, man, I learned so much, and especially with people guiding me, other adults. I had almost no childhood friends. I had almost all adults guiding me, you could say, through the Stax divisions at Harvard and reading specific books. And that brought me to the conclusion about certain things about religion and politics and other things more metaphysical, yes, on the meta level. And understanding good and evil, or you could say good and bad, on a different level that most people don't understand, by simplifying, kind of like the Buddhists, by saying it's just a universal energy, and we have to use it for what it is when it presents itself to us.